Good day, peasants! The laugh of rich.
I was born laughing like this. First of all, I want to give out a shout to White Stallion for giving us this car to review today. Let's go. So people carriers nowadays are basically big SUVs, buckies, and sometimes there's the occasional Honda Fit. But it's very rare that you get to experience a Nissan Elgrand. So today, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present you with this Japanese MPV legend, the Nissan Elgrand. It's very refreshing to review this in 2026, simply because it doesn't bother with too much. There's no fancy screens, there's no hybridity, there's no excessive tech. This is a simple car. So that brings us to this question, ladies and gentlemen. Is this a worthy buy in 2026? Let's find out. The E52 Elgrand first came out in 2010, replacing a very tired-looking E51. In case you're wondering, that's the one that looks like a brick. So now, the E52 has come to liven things up just a little bit. The only things that have changed, essentially, are the chrome grille up front, the split headlamps that look a bit aggressive, and a sleeker profile on the side. And if you go to the rear of the van or the MPV, the rear does give off a very 2000s look in a good way. The clear lens for the rear lights reminds me of cars from the mid-2000s, a la Alteza. Now, let's run down the basic specs of this specific example that we have from White Stallion. This is known as the highway style Elgrand. And all Elgrands of this generation come mated to a CVT transmission. And in this specific example, it comes with a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. This car has a very simple layout. The steering wheel has a few buttons, but these buttons are meant to help you control or navigate the center screen in the dashboard. And there's also a few buttons to help control the radio, like increasing the volume and reducing it. Very simple and straightforward. Not much to discuss. Let's move on to the center console because, as you can see, there's plenty of buttons to do various things, but mostly it's just for the climate control and the navigation and the radio as well. Moving on to the glove compartment. It does have a very small glove compartment, which is surprising. Given the size of the vehicle, you'd assume it's maybe a little bit bigger. But anyways, you also get a 360-degree angle camera, also coupled with a reverse camera, which can only be used for serious driving maneuvers. I cannot express this deeply. Serious driving maneuvers. Anyways, moving on to the back. Now, the middle row has these very nice, plush, comfortable seats that are wrapped in white leather, guys. This is a very comfy car, and those seats have various adjustments. You can lift your footrest, you have armrests, you have lumbar adjustments. So there's plenty of things you can do with them. But unlike the previous generation, you cannot remove these seats from the car. They are fixed onto the car, so you can only push them forwards and backwards. And this car also has AV input. AV input. Really? Anyways, we did confirm that there's 12 cup holders in this van. 12. Ha, that's a lot. That's overwhelming, really. Anyways, our resident tall guy, Tino, found this thing to be very comfortable. He had plenty of headroom and knee room, so no more complaining from him.
I'm too tall to actually use it.
No, I think you need to recline.
Oh yeah, recline.
If you recline, then maybe.
Yo, I'm too tall.
Like
Wow.
his legs won't unbend enough.
This one is not built for me. Man.
So there's plenty of space in the middle row. What about the third row? So we asked our resident tour guy to display how much space there is or to kind of sample it. And wouldn't you know it? There's ample space. So much so that his knees had wiggle room. His head was not touching the roof of the car. So that's very refreshing, especially if you're going for a long trip. I mean, look at that smile, guys. Stamp of approval from Tino himself. So this car has so much space inside. It feels like a living area more than just a car. And if we move on from the seats and go to the boot, you will notice that this car has oodles of space, tons of space with the seats up. And if you need more space, you could always fold down the seats. This reveals way more loading area that it doesn't feel like a normal car anymore. It actually looks like a van. And one of the reasons why this car has so much loading area and why the seats can fold down flat is simply because it's front wheel drive, unlike the previous generation. So there's no drive shaft that's coming from the front of the car. So you can have a more flat area. You can have more space for the passengers. And that might be a good thing for some and not so much for others. But you also have automatic sliding doors depending on which trim package you select. The driving experience was very pleasant. Initially, we set off and it was surprisingly soft. We went through potholes, we went over bumps, we drove it in turns, and nothing seemed to really unsettle it. So in terms of just driving dynamics, it drives the way it looks. It's an MPV and it drives like one of the best MPVs. But that's not to say there are no faults or imperfections. And the biggest fault, or rather imperfection that jumps out at me, is the gearbox. The Nissan Elgrand has a CVT, and not just any CVT, but a CVT that comes from Nissan. And for those of you that are in the know, Nissan has some of the worst CVTs in terms of reliability. But also, CVTs are known for subtracting or detracting from the driving experience. Not that you'd really miss much in an MPV like this, but then we also did notice that sometimes if you're driving at speed, it tends to shudder over big bumps, but that's only nitpicking. Generally, the driving experience was smooth and it was comfortable and it left very little to complain about. Now, to conclude this review, this car has numerous competitors across the board, but the biggest one is the Toyota Alphard, which has a very loyal following. And I struggle to think why anyone would choose this car over that one. But then maybe simply because this car is almost as good as the Alphard and it doesn't cost as much. So you can find these cars ranging from anywhere above 16,000 to about 18,000 for a really nice one. And this one was as nice as they came. And I just want to give a special shout out to White Stallion once more. Please visit them. They're located opposite Sam Levy's village. And for more videos like these, please follow, like, and subscribe to our channels. We out.